Hello, and welcome to this presentation by FBC Consulting concerning our project, the State Route 75 Northbound Overpass at Coronado Cays. The purpose of this presentation is to give an overview of our analysis methods, design processes, and conclusions over the course of the project's development. Now I'd like to introduce you to the team. The 6 members of the group were organized into teams of 2, with Andrew and Ryan on structural, geotechnical, and construction, Jorge and Valeria on roadway traffic and grading, and finally, Kay and Morgan on stormwater and drainage. We will now discuss the project by discipline.
Our geotechnical investigation consisted of a visual survey of the site and the review and consideration of previous borings conducted during the replacement of the southbound undercrossing structure. It was concluded that the borings provided an accurate depiction of the subsurface conditions due to the close proximity of these borings to the proposed location of the bridge abutments. It was determined that no geotechnical constraints exist that would inhibit the construction of the proposed infrastructure. The project site contains layers of dense, well-drained soils that possess high bearing strength. Considering this information, the proposed structure may be supported on conventional shallow footings. The low susceptibility of the soils present to liquefaction negates the use of deep foundations. Assuming a seat-type abutment and granular backfill behind the wall, a spread footing is recommended consisting of a 12-foot base measuring 2.5 feet thick. A footing of these dimensions would provide a bearing capacity of 5,000 pounds per square foot. The rural location of the project required the construction to be broken up into 3 stages to minimize the impact on the existing roadways and ensure local pedestrian safety. Closing either Coronado Cays Blvd or the northbound 75 is simply not feasible. These 3 stages will be undertaken in Phase 1 of the project. Phase 2 will serve to address the ponding issue at the northeast corner of the Coronado Cays and the southbound 75 exit ramp. Major construction in Stage 1 consists of the bridge, substructure, and preliminary grading adjacent to the bridge abutments. In Stage 2, the remaining grading will be completed and the proposed roadway paved. In Stage 3, the modular infiltration basins will be installed. Throughout the project, the recently developed bike lane will be protected in place and left untouched. In order to maintain safety during Stage 2, a taper was used to close down the left lane. The speed limit was lowered from 65 miles per hour to 45 miles per hour to ensure an efficient taper length that does not unnecessarily increase the project footprint.
So Ryan, how was your stomach feeling during presentation?
The 3 main considerations for the overcrossing structure were that it had sufficient span length, it had sufficient clearance, and also that it could be built without impacting the proposed northbound State Route 75. To design this bridge, the bridge design practice from Caltrans was used, including LRFD design and the Capstone manual. The first phase of design was establishing the 116-foot span and using a standard span to depth ratio to develop the geometry for the box girder. A simple cast-in-place box girder bridge was used so that the design wouldn't impact existing traffic while it was being built. Using other bridge analysis software including CT abutment and CT bridge, pre-stressing as well as load conditions and the reactions that would take place at the abutments were derived. Structural details were prepared using the Caltrans memo to designer specifications as well as the information derived from the previous reports. These documents can be used by the contractor in order to prepare all structural components of the abutments and the bridge.
So Andrew, what are your thoughts on our design team?
So for the traffic and roadway improvements that we're proposing for this project, based on existing vehicular turn movements on the state facility, the left turn pocket is not containing a higher volume of vehicles compared to the through and the right movements. So based on those values that we got for the AM peak hour and on the PM peak hour, we decided that for the proposed design, we will get rid of the left turn maneuver. We wanted to improve this facility for pedestrian safety based on the pedestrian counts that we conducted on site, but also on remarks that we had on site where some vehicles that were making a right turn maneuver onto Coronado Cays Blvd were having to stop suddenly to yield for pedestrians and bicyclists on the crosswalk for the Class 1 bike path facility. Although the collision rate for this location is very low, the only collision that has occurred in the last 5 years at that location has involved a pedestrian and a vehicle, and we want to improve that situation. So, as it can be displayed in this improvement plan, the proposed off-ramp will be using the existing facility all the way to the intersection, but with a subtle change where the stopping point of vehicles will be a little sooner than the existing one, where the existing one will stop right at the crosswalk. So, as a stop sign controlled intersection for vehicles on the off-ramp, that will provide vehicles enough time and visibility to see cyclists, bicyclists, and pedestrians along the Class 1 bike path. And also, for the proposed improvements, the overpass was designed to accommodate 16 feet of minimum vertical clearance, such that it will be appropriate for toll vehicles such as semi-trucks and also RVs, which are very concurrent users of this facility to get into the state beach.
What do you think about Ryan's geotech report?
What was that?
For the horizontal alignment, we used different curve designs. However, we concluded that 3 different horizontal curves would be the best approach for the SR-75. By using the design speed along with the highway design manual, we designed the curves to have a radii of 1600, 3000, and 1600. The proposed northbound will be approximately 20 feet away from the southbound approach on the SR-75. There are several purposes for the shift in the proposed horizontal alignment. One being that the shift will provide enough clearance space for the proposed off-ramp, while the others for construction purposes. Having a shifted horizontal alignment on the proposed SR-75 avoids full lane closures and allows traffic to continue flowing at all times.
The purpose of this hydrology study is to show that the proposed conditions for Coronado Cays northbound State 75 Overpass will not negatively impact existing hydraulic conditions, as well as to address ponding that occurs on the northwest corner near the southbound off-ramp. According to the as-built, there is no current drainage system, and you can see that the 12-inch pipes were abandoned in 1969. We divided the project area into 3 basin areas, as you can see in this picture. And existing peak flow rates for a 25-year storm event were calculated per Caltrans standard through the rational method as shown. 25-year peak flow rates are shown here for each basin areas. Peak flow rates after the development were also calculated as shown here. Based on this data, we have decided to use modular infiltration basins to address the ponding and to install proper drainage system for this project area.
Okay, how much do you like pandas?
FBC Consulting has proposed 3 modular infiltration systems, 1 where the current ponding issue occurs, and 2 additional modular infiltration systems for the proposed system. Here are some calculations showing the modular storage volume. For simplicity, drainage basin B and C have been used with the same specifications. For the basin area A, there is a total storage volume of over 3,000 cubic feet, and for B and C, there's about 900 cubic feet of storage. Drainage basin area has an inlet to proposed pipe into the modular infiltration system. As for B and C, there was a proposed horizontal grate that goes into an 18-inch PVC pipe into the modular infiltration systems. As for the installation of the modular infiltration systems, it starts with a simple basin excavation. Subgrade requirements, leveling bed installation with a 3/8 inch gravel. Then comes the placement of the modular filtration systems. From there, they are placed depending on the size of the proposed system. A side backfill of the same type of gravel is installed, and then finally wrapped with a geotextile, and then covered with the existing soil.
Was Kay a good partner? This has been a presentation by FBC Consulting. Thank you for your time.